What's the most I've become my dad thing you've caught yourself doing lately?
So this whole topic came to me because one thing my dad used to really do that I hated was anytime I got any money at all, no matter how much it was, I'd get a big long. So he lived like where I am, right? He lived up near where I am, and I lived where you are now. So it's like an hour and 45-minute drive, 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That entire drive, he would be talking to me about how to save money, what to do with my money, what I should do, what I shouldn't do, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, Dad, oh my God, shut up. I just want to spend my money. Because I lived with my mom and we were very, very poor. So anytime I got any money, I was like, oh, I gotta get something nice. I gotta get something nice. No, no, save it. Do your research, blah, blah, blah. Now, fast forward, my kids have money and Penelope's like me, right? So she sees something, she's like, I want that. I have the money for it. I want to get it. And I was like, slow down. Maybe you'll see something you like better. Maybe you'll want to save it. And then, something, a bigger whatever it is comes along and then you'll have money for it. And then I'm like, oh my God, that is exactly what my dad used to do to me. And I hated it so much. And now I do it all the time.
Oh, that's funny. I was a saver. I would always save. And then it's like now I've transitioned into spending all the time and my
Yeah.
son sees that. So he's like
Yeah.
I'm like trying to do it's like the three-way split. Save some, spend some, and then it's the third one is a gift, but I have failed on that one. So he can like buy
Yeah.
his friends his own birthday gifts instead of
Yeah.
spending money. So it's kind of hard, but I get that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Boyd. Boyd has his bag. We have them in little zip up bags. Their money, and Boyd's got saved up quite a bit. So that's I'm like, oh, cool. You can go. And he really wants. It's like I think it's 25, 26 bucks. It's like a Mothra. It's like I don't know, probably about this big or so. And he really wants that. And I'm like, buy it. And he's like, well, I don't know. And Penelope, she's just like, oh yeah, I want this. Do I have the money for it? I'm like, it's $10, and you have $10.50. And she's like, oh, so I have the money. Let's get it.
Oh, that's
All
awesome.
right, go for it, I guess.
We try to get our boys to save their money. Well, at least Liam Rhett really doesn't understand it yet. So we're always like, well,
Yeah.
save your money. Your birthday's coming up or Christmas is coming up. So save your money.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably better, but
Yeah. Well, we
in the long
try.
run,
I mean, if it's something that he really wants, then, we'll let him buy it. But if it's like something that we know somebody else or we'll buy him for his birthday, I'd rather have him
yeah,
wait because I think it helps build patience,
yeah,
which
for sure.
is, not getting that instant gratification all the time.
Yeah, that's something I've really done bad about with my kids is they think now they're so impatient and they're so like I want it now. Now I'm kind of trying to flip the script a little bit and just kind of be like, oh, let's wait. But they're like, no, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait either. But we're both learning, so
Yeah, well, especially now in like today's world, it's such an instant gratification
oh
that it's
yeah,
like, you just go out and do it. You buy it or you finance it or,
yeah,
it's just crazy.
oh yeah,
I think my dad moment probably would have been the basics where it's like you got a roof over your head, you got clothes
yeah,
on you, and you have food in your belly. Like just the basics. Like
yeah.
it's okay. You don't need everything in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that with my kids too a little bit, because yeah, like we're trying to work on the patience thing. So yeah, I'm like, you know what? You got clothes, you got a nice house, you got food. Like, just you don't need anything else right now. It's not working because I'm the same. I'm the same way as my kids. So I'm like, well, I want more too. But so I'm not the best example for that.
Uh, well, welcome back to the Husband Hangout. Today we're talking about the moments you realized you've become your parents.
Yeah, all it took was having kids, and I immediately turned into my dad.
I think it took a little while. I see more of myself coming out now, like in certain aspects of what my dad did when we were growing up that I see coming out that I'm
Yeah,
not that I had a bad childhood because I had, my parents sheltered me from a lot of different things, but
yeah,
like little glimpses of it I see coming out in myself and I'm really trying to not do them because I know it negatively affects the kids. So
yeah,
it's hard, but
yeah,
the yelling or down talking, things like that where I'm really trying
yeah.
to work on instead of like I watched this one reel where this guy was like these are things you can do different. And just wording the question to them or like the statement to them is
Yeah,
more like not coddling them, but more of them or more for them to understand because their brains haven't developed yet.
yeah, for sure. I do. That is also something I should probably work on a little bit more too.
It's
But like
hard.
for me, like growing up, it's so like I said, I didn't live with my dad, I lived with my mom, and my stepdad was very much a do what I tell you to do the first time, or I'm getting the belt kind of guy.
Hmm.
And it's so funny talking to my kids because we don't really spank anything like that. And sometimes I'm like, boy, like today, Boyd was just really having a he was serious tantrum after school, like category five, just absolutely. And it was just over like he just kept being just kind of a jerk to his sisters. And so eventually I was like, okay, well, since you're being mean to them, you don't get to do like they wanted to paint today. And I said, well, you don't get to now because you've been so mean. And then he started screaming at me and Caitlin and all this stuff. And I was like, you know, buddy, when I was your age, if I did this, I would have gotten a belt so hard across my backside that, yeah, but, and they look at me like I'm talking crazy, right? They're like, well, what? What do you mean? I was like, yeah, I would have gotten hit with a belt. Sometimes it hit my butt. Sometimes it hit me right in the, the middle of my back. Sometimes they didn't care. It was as long as you're getting hit with the belt. They're like, that didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, it did. Like, if me and grandma still talked, I would call her right now and she would tell you. And he's like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, you know what? You keep messing around, buddy. Let's see.
Oh
But
man.
I'm not, I don't think my belt was so old it wouldn't even do anything. It would just fall apart.
You know, what's funny is we say the same thing to our kids, but we say grandma and grandpa used to get the wooden spoon or backhand,
Yeah,
on the backside of the head. So they're all like, what? And so now it's just like when we're over there, we're like, hey, you better act right or grandpa's gonna smack you or ma's gonna smack
yeah,
you, like that's just the generation how they grew up.
yeah. Yeah, my mom used to wear, she had like some kind of jeweled ring on like each finger. And so if I was acting up, she'd give me one, and I was like, oh, I got four fingers right to the side of the head.
Oh, see, and it was different growing up for me because my dad worked late, and
Yeah,
got home late. So my brother and I, we would always just be like, oh crap, dad's coming home. It's like there's no getting out of the belt when he gets home because if
yeah,
our mom said you're getting it when he got home, it was like the first thing on the agenda. You're
yeah,
getting your spankings, we're getting this over.
yeah. And it's he's working late too, so he's tired. He's worn out from work, so he's had enough already.
Well, yeah, it was nuts. So my dad, he would leave at like 4 in the morning to beat the traffic to go up
Hmm.
north. So, and then he would work out and then go to work and then he would do appointments all over the Puget Sound and then finally be home, 6, 7 o'clock at night,
Yeah,
5 on a good day. But it was like no messing around.
yeah, oh yeah.
Things we swore we'd never do.
Ooh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never. It is kind of a funny one. So growing up, you know me, I was always into the rock and heavy metal and stuff like that. But my dad was really into like classic rock. He loved like Yes, Pink Floyd, Styx, The Who, all that stuff, and I hated. I could not get into it. Always tried to get me to listen to it, and I'm like, Dad, I will never like this. This sucks. I will never like this kind of music. Fast forward to about 2 years ago, I got a record player and my dad brought me some of his old records and he had like Black Sabbath, Metallica, that kind of stuff that he knew I liked, but he had like some Pink Floyd and stuff in there, and I was like, well, what, I'll just turn this on. I turned on a Pink Floyd, I think it was the Wall album, and I turned on and I said, this is actually really good. Like, why didn't I like this is really good. So now, after years and years of saying I will never be Pink Floyd fan, I am a Pink Floyd fan.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's crazy because it's like you see those reels where it's like you used to listen to this 10 years ago and now you're listening to understand it and it's like the
Yeah.
lyrics hit way different.
Oh yeah. Well,
I
actually,
think
I no, I just had a conversation with my dad. Maybe I think it was probably last year. I think it was, and we've always been had a decent relationship. It's gotten a lot better though now that we're a little bit older. But we actually talked. We had a long conversation about like how him and my mom got together and stuff like that, and kind of what happened with them. And I'm sitting there thinking like, my God, my dad is actually really cool. What the hell?
It's always things that you find out later, like you don't realize,
Yeah,
or just I don't even know the word for it, but it's just like, I guess the realization, right? Like
yeah,
you see your dad growing up as your dad, and you don't think,
yeah,
oh, he's not cool. Like, he
yeah,
never did anything cool, he doesn't know everything because I know everything.
yeah,
And then it's like the realization sets in, and you're like, oh, he was right.
yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, going back to even talking about the money thing, it was like, you know what? Maybe I should save my money a little bit better. Maybe I should, do a little bit more research on. Because my dad was always like, I want like if it was like a new car. His thing he likes astronomy, and so he's like, I want a new telescope. It's like, okay, get a telescope. Well, he has all the reviews for every single one he wants. He's like doing in-depth research and he's saving for like months at a time. And then he finally decides on the one he wants. And then he gets, that one. He's perfectly happy with it. And then, you know what? Maybe that is a good idea. Maybe I should be doing that.
Yeah, mine would probably be my parents' rules growing up
Yeah, yeah.
and now understanding them, like having such a strict bedtime. So then, you get that wind down period at the end of the night before you actually go to bed where you can
Yep.
kind of decompress.
Yeah.
Because I know I would always get in trouble if I left my room while I was supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah.
It was a nose on the wall or trying to sneak out or something, and it
Yeah.
was just like, nope, you got to go back to bed. It's your turn.
Yeah. My sisters got that. Like if my sisters were or if they were out of bed at bedtime, I was like, no, you guys gotta go back to bed. But me, I was the youngest and I was the only boy. So I did at least at my mom's house, I got away with a lot more just by virtue of I'm the baby boy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got out of bed at night, it was kind of like a hey, oh, why don't you go back to bed here? Here's a cup of water, whatever, go on. But yeah, my sisters were, they're like, what the hell are you doing?
That's funny. Stuff our parents actually were right about.
A lot. I'm not too proud to say it, but most of the stuff that I thought was annoying, that my dad liked to kind of lecture me about or talk to me about. At the time, yeah, it's annoying, but now I'm like, oh my God, he was batting 1,000 with these little life lessons.
Oh yeah. I think
You know,
time going way too fast is definitely one that I should have realized or thought of
yep,
because like growing up, I don't remember how old I was. My great grandma was 80 years older than me. And so it was one Christmas I was like, I just want time. And I didn't even know why I wanted time. Like I just wanted to
yeah,
spend time with people. Like I didn't want gifts. I just wanted time with them. And then like thinking about that now, it's like, wow, I really just wanted to spend time with them and just like hear their stories of like them growing up because it's like once they're gone, you only hear what you hear from your parents or your aunt and uncles or whatever family members.
yeah. No, that's absolutely. We had to do. Did you have to do that? I think it was in seventh or eighth grade at Mountain View, where they made you like interview older person, like a grandparent or like an uncle or something like that, and just I don't remember what the class it was for. So, but I remember I didn't want to do it. I was like, whatever, I'll just do my dad. I'll just talk to my dad because, he's pretty easy to talk to. He was like, that's cool. Why don't you talk to grandpa? And I said, okay. So I've had to learn a lot about, how my grandpa grew up, dirt floor poor kind of stuff. And it was actually really interesting. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You get getting the firsthand stories from them versus, when they're gone, all you get is other people's memories.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, that is really important.
That kind of reminds me, my wife's grandpa, he actually wrote a book.
Oh, really?
Like just not like a published book or anything like that, but just like a book for the family of like him growing up and all of his adventures and different stories and stuff. And it was probably, I want to say it was like 50 pages or 100 pages or something like that. We got a copy of it floating around here. And it was
That's
actually
cool.
pretty cool and interesting. Even when we go over there, he's always telling us stories about different things or
Yeah.
different adventures, being out on the Firewatch Tower or stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. I
That
always
is
like
cool.
hearing that stuff.
Excuse me.
But I actually understand why my parents were so tired all the time because I am
Yeah.
definitely tired.
Oh yeah, for sure.
seeing, seeing the kids have all the energy, and it's just like, how did my parents keep up with me?
Oh God, tell me about it. I'm like, they're outside every single day, rain or shine. Like, when we're on our bikes, we're on our bikes. I'm like, Still? Like, brother, it is a monsoon outside. Let's just stay inside. Like, I want to play outside. I want to play outside. So I'm like, all right. So we go out, let them play outside. They're out there for, it's like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, let's go back inside. You guys are soaked. No, we don't want to go inside. I'm like, okay, it is pouring rain. You are bare feet. You're in the neighbor's puddle. Like, let's go inside. Like, no, no, no. I'm like,
Oh,
okay. And then, yeah, the kid will come home like over spring break. It was like the second day in, and she comes home, and I didn't want to do anything. I was like, I'm done. I am finished. I want to lay down. And she's like, what did you guys do to dad? Did you guys break dad? I was just like, I forgot how much like work it is doing all the kind of my normal day-to-day stuff, but also with three young kids
mm-hmm.
who they don't care if the house is clean. They don't care if the laundry's done. They don't care, what I have going on. They just want to be, doing what they do. And I kind of shot myself in the foot here because I'm like, I don't want screen time kids. I don't want iPad kids. I don't want kids who are on, a device all the time. So now what they want to do is be outside all the time and playing all the time. And I'm like, man, I got stuff to do, buddy. Like I can't go outside right now. But then also I'm like, during the day, I'm like, you know what? I want to be outside too. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to do the dishes. Let's go hang out outside. And then I get inside and I'm like, oh crap, I haven't done the dishes yet.
Well, the dishes always can be done another day or another time.
Yeah, we say that, but my dishwasher is broken.
Oh boy, howdy. That's not good.
I gotta get that fixed.
Hand
But
washing dishes.
that's like the bane of my existence.
Back in the
Hand washing
old days.
dishes and folding laundry and putting it away. I'm like, can we get a maid for this?
You know what's funny is it's going to sound really bad, but so I like 90% of the time do the dishes and the laundry, and I actually like enjoy doing the dishes because I
Yeah,
like the little tasks build to bigger tasks, and like
yeah,
completing multiple tasks makes my mind calm down because my
yeah,
mind is always just like going a million miles a minute, and it's like, oh, that's a task that I did today. Check, these are how many
yeah,
tasks I did, and I'm very like task orientated. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like my brain is like, okay, cool. Like I don't need to think about these things anymore.
yeah. Caitlin's a lot the same way as she like, because I mean, even I didn't get a lot done today because I was busy with other stuff, and Caitlin's at home. I was like, I really wish I got more done today. Because I have this weird issue where I feel like I have to justify the fact that I'm not working right now. So in order to justify that, I want to get as much done as I can. But today, like I didn't get much done. I had other stuff going on. Caitlin's like, we cleaned out under the couches for the first time in a long time. So that's something. We got that done. We got this done. And so she is very like, task, task, task. Check, check, check.
Hmm.
And I kind of look at everything and I'm like, all right, do as much as I can. And then I'm like, did I get a whole lot done today? Didn't I? But then you kind of go back and look. I'm like, well, I got a little bit done at least.
I think it's different, right? So like you and my wife stay home and you're in the house more than you're outside of the house.
Yeah,
Like Caitlin and I going to work every day. So it's like I think it's a different mindset
yeah,
that you have. And I think that is like a huge impact because when you wake up in the morning, you see the house as a disaster and it's still a disaster at the end of the day. And I think that plays a big part into that
yeah.
because you're going to wake up the next morning because the house didn't get picked up the day before.
Yeah, that and the thing too that's really fun is the house is a disaster in the morning. So I'm like, all right, let's clean it up, and I clean it up, and then it's a disaster again because these kids don't leave it.
Yep. When you put
So
the toys away, there's more room to play. Let me bring out the toys again.
yeah, so what I like to do during the warmer months is I'll get everything I need to get done. Like if the kids have to go to school, I'll take them to school, or if it's summertime, I just get up. I'm like, okay, you guys eat breakfast. I'm gonna get everything done that I can in the next hour and a half. So I get, all the laundry, I get the dishes, I get all the toys, everything like that. The house is clean. Okay, get the hell out for the rest of the day. Stay out of the house.
Stay out until the street lights come on.
Pretty much. I'm like, hey, if you guys aren't in the house, that means you can't mess up the house.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
which is also another thing that my mom did growing up was it was the same thing. It was I don't want you guys in here messing the house up. I just cleaned it, so do not come inside until dinner.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days. But I think we had a pool and a trampoline growing up, so I was always wanting to
Yeah,
be outside rather
yeah,
than being inside. And, being the neighborhood and going to the same school, kind of that just that generation going through where you were
Yeah.
always outside anyways. And we also
Yeah.
had a half pipe. Being
Yeah.
spoiled, being spoiled as a kid growing up, it was a little different, having all those things to do outside, where
Yeah.
now I think we're more cautious with our
Yeah.
kids because we're like,
Yeah.
is our neighbor actually nice? Are
Yeah.
they gonna look out for the kids or call us if something happens?
Yeah, yeah. So the house we live in, this neighborhood, used to be every house had kids and everybody grew up together. But all the other kids, they moved out. We bought the Kim's house from her dad, and now there's like almost no other kids. It's like my kids are outside, and I'm like, I can't leave them out there. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, one of us has to be out there with them. And but it's so I don't know how long my dog's been at the door. Come on, man, it's cold. I'm wet out there. But on top of that, it's like I keep seeing all the time is, middle-aged people getting mad because some kid's on a skateboard and they don't like it, so they try to, flip out on him. I'm like, dude, you say, oh, I hate that this generation is so lazy. They just want to sit inside on their screens all day, but then they're outside on a skateboard, riding bikes, whatever, and you're calling the cops.
Yeah,
And like
it's
my
crazy.
kids are loud as hell. So I know if someone's gonna call the cops, they're calling them on my kids.
Well, loud kids means they're safe. They feel safe around their parents and
Yeah,
stuff. I just wish they would bring it down a little bit.
just a couple knocks.
Oh, that's a perfect one. Going into things we hope we carry forward. What you hope you picked up from your parents
Oh yeah.
and what you would want to pass on to your kids.
I don't know. So growing up with like my dad is we did a lot of stuff outdoors. We did camping a lot. We did a lot of hiking and stuff like that. That's one thing that I hope my kids continue to do. Just because I mean, conservation. I'm a big advocate for conservation. Obviously, we all know that.
Hmm.
I think the outdoors is super important, and that's one thing I really hope to instill in my kids is the importance of wildlife conservation and all that, all that goes with it in the outdoors and all that type of stuff.
I definitely would agree on that one. And I did a lot of stuff outdoors. Not so much hiking, but we did go camping a lot. We haven't really got to go camping. Actually, I don't we haven't even been camping yet with our kids. I think we're
No,
just kind
yeah,
of fearing the
I get it.
dread, but we're gonna have to break that one day because it's just
Yeah,
so nice out and when you go camping, you get to explore different places. Growing up going hunting, it was nice because you get to walk around and see nature as it is and
yeah,
find a stream and drink from it and keep moving forward. I think one of the things that I picked up from my dad was a very strong like work ethic where
yeah,
I put work up really far ahead of myself before anything else. And I think it's good to a point, but I think sometimes I've gone too far with it where I'm putting it
yeah,
before my family. And I do want my boys to have a good work ethic, but just not to the point of where they're sacrificing family.
yeah,
So finding that balance.
yeah. Yeah, that's when I've been taking Boyd. Well, I've been taking all the kids, but Boyd mostly is we keep going fishing, and I am and he is learning the concept of what I've been telling him is this is God's country
Hmm.
because he really likes that song.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is what the song is talking about, this type of stuff.
Yep.
And actually, we go to the lake or whatever, and we go early, we go right when they open, so it's like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Nobody else is there yet,
It's the
and
best
we go
time.
out. Yep, we get out of the truck and walk down. There's a little walkway, and walk down, and you can see the sun coming up over the lake, and there's birds and ducks and stuff like that. And he actually yelled at me because I was tying a lure onto my rod, and I heard a goose. And he goes, "Oh, did you hear that?" I said, "Oh yeah, it's a goose." And he goes, "No, it's geese. There's four of them. It's geese." I said, "I'm gonna throw you in this water if you if you don't stop."
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah,
How was your
so
fishing trip, by the way?
it if you don't count that we didn't catch anything, it was pretty good.
Hey, that's the best part. It's better than
Because
anything else.
I told the boy because he gets kind of bummed if we don't catch anything, and I said, "Hey, look, buddy, a bad day fishing is better than a good day doing pretty much anything else." So,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't quite get the concept of I just want to spend time with you. I don't care if we're not catching anything.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's like, oh, if we're going fishing, that means we're going catching fish. And I'm like, yeah, that's the goal of going fishing. But at the same time, it's like I just want to get time with just you because it's very hard to get one-on-one time with them. Now we have
Yeah,
three, and the older two are in school, and so it's kind of plus now boys doing baseball, so it's like it's really hard to get one-on-one time with him. So I spent this whole pretty much weekend. I took him to his baseball game, and then I took him fishing, and then we went out to eat, and we went to an outdoor store and got a couple, lures and stuff like that. And so it's really good. So I'm trying to kind of be like, hey, catching fish is great, but the important thing is that we have this one-on-one time,
yeah,
and that's something that my dad did. Is it doesn't matter what we're doing as long as we're spending time together, we're bonding, we're family is very important.
that's awesome. All right, rapid fire time. Complete this
Oh,
sentence. I became my dad when I started.
making everything a learning experience.
Oh boy, that's a good one.
Yeah, I used to hate it. I used to hate it so much because it was everything. It's like, oh, hey, look at this plant. Well, actually, you know what that plant is? Well, like, okay. But no, yeah, I do that with my kids. Oh, look at these rocks. Oh, how many rocks do you have? What color are the rocks? And then I'm like, oh, stop, stop, stop. Dad does that.
I would probably say every once in a while I'll catch myself. My dad always says cool beans when
No,
something's like
yeah.
cool or something. I'll catch myself. I don't say it too often, but every once in a while I will actually say that, and I'm like, my dad says that. And then I'll like kind of laugh and chuckle at myself because it's like, oh, that's one more thing.
Yeah. I do bad jokes. Now that I'm thinking I'll do like a bad joke and Caitlin will go, who would think that's funny? Your dad would think that was funny. Like, yeah, you're
That's
probably right.
that's funny. I became my mom when I started.
That's a tough one. I don't talk to my mom anymore.
Well, I got one.
But what's yours?
There's starving kids in Africa, so you better eat it.
Oh, yeah. We do that. Something similar is I always say China.
Yeah.
I say there's
Or
starving
kids
kids in
anywhere.
China. Yeah,
There's
they're
starving
starving
kids
kids somewhere. So,
somewhere.
which really it's I had asked before. I'm like, how does me whether or not I eat this food, how does that affect the kids in China? And it's like really it doesn't, but you're not supposed to know that. So
No,
eat your food.
not until they start questioning you.
Yeah,
I'd swear I never blank, but now I do.
wear comfortable shoes.
That,
I find myself more and more skipping the boots, skipping the Vans, and going right to a good, nice, cushy pair of Nikes.
yep. I buy some $20 knockoff Vans from Walmart that have memory foam in them,
Ooh,
and they do the trick.
Kaylin made fun of me for it because we were going out to the lake to do like a family nature hike thing, and I had my Justin boots on, and I took a few steps, and I was like, my feet are a little sore today. Let me get my dad's shoes on instead.
Oh man, I bought new boots, cowboy boots. I don't know, I probably had them about 3 months or so, and I hadn't
Yeah.
even worn them. And Ashley was just like, well, why don't you wear your new boots today? And I was like, okay,
Speaking of that, hang on one second. I'll be right back. I got to show you something.
all right.
All right, so I had put my boots on the other day, and I noticed the top part looked kind of funny, and I looked, I'm like, why does this look so weird? So this
Oh man, I think it's
is
time
what
for
my
you to get new boots.
and I'm looking at. I'm like, man, these are only like 7 years old. What the heck? Like, you
Man,
know what? I've had these boots for I think I've had them for longer than 7 years actually. And you can see they used to be this really nice dark. I don't think you can see that.
I
This nice
can.
dark brown color, but then the part that isn't covered is like 4 or 5 shades lighter.
Yep,
So I got some use out of those, so I can't
that's
be too
awesome.
mad.
Well, those boots were made for walking.
Yeah, and I walked right through 'em. The heels all like broken up and falling apart. The top stitching on the part right here you can see is this is coming off. These are falling apart. So I'm like, well, I've had them for quite some time, so maybe time to retire those bad boys. And Caitlin's like, nah, just super glue the hell out of it. You'll be fine.
You know what's funny is I used to watch uh this guy, he was a cobbler, and he would post reels up and stuff, and he would every once in a while he would get these boots in and he'd be like, really? What did you do to make these boots so bad? And you expect me to put them back together? And then he goes right into, let's put them
Yeah.
back together.
Yeah, I don't know if those ones might be salvageable. I don't know, but
Oh, well,
we'll
you'll have
we'll
to
have to.
find one. Find a cobbler that's still working out there. I know the last time I was there, there's one in Tacoma.
Yeah, I know Caitlin's dad, he was out here a couple years back, and he had some nice ostrich leather boots. and he had to get them rehealed or resold, I think. And I don't remember where he went. Somewhere near. It was pretty close to to where we're at, but I don't know if it was in town or if it was. I think it was pretty close though. So I'm like, "Hey, maybe I'll go see if I can." But I'm like, you know what? I've had those for a long time, and so like, maybe I'll replace mix them.
See, what the problem is when you get a new pair of boots, they're not broke in. So then
I
you got to
know.
go through the whole break-in process again.
Yeah, that's the word. I have a pair that Caitlin bought me years ago that I wore them for a while, but they're more of a pointed toe,
Mm,
and I have a hard time with the pointed toes because my foot's a little bit wider, and they're not necessarily uncomfortable, but if I wear them for a little while, then I can kind of start to feel the edges of my foot.
yep.
And so I hadn't worn them for a while, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll try to wear these again. And I put them on. I'm like, do I have to like re-break these in? Because I feel like they shrank.
Or your feet got bigger.
They might have. I don't know. I have put on a little bit of weight, so maybe some of that went to my feet.
What's one thing your parents did that makes way more sense now? Leave that in the comments below and let us
Let's
know.
hear it. Yeah, let's hear it. Maybe one of us will respond. Maybe we won't. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for watching the husband hangout again tonight with us, and y'all have a good one.
Catch you later.